So what's up guys, it's Pranav from Hightech. So guys, in this video we will be talking about the Oneplus Nord 2 5G. So this phone has been launched 1 week ago, and we are making this video on this phone, and this video will be divided into 3 parts. In the first part you will get to know about its design, in the second part we will talk about its specs, and in the third part we will talk about will you buy this phone or not, is this phone worth buying, and this phone is made for you or not. Let's get started. Let's talk about its design. So in design, you can see this device is quite simple. Nothing is going on in this device, nothing extraordinary. It's quite a simple device. So you can see there are 3 cameras on the back and 1 flash and OnePlus logo. That's quite it for the back. And on the front you can see there is a punch hole camera, and that's quite it. And that's the design, and nothing much is going on. It's a simple design. It's quite similar to the OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro. So it's similar to that device, and it's the same design they are using in the Nord 2 5G, and it's similar, and it's okay design. I don't see any, you can say, extraordinary things, anything that I particularly like about this design. It's a decent design, and that's it, nothing else. And it's in cyan color. I have seen this device on the website, lots of websites, and I personally don't like cyan color on this particular phone, so I am not recommending cyan color on this phone. So that's about the design. Moving on to the specs. So let's talk about its specs. So the specs of the phone are, so first of all let's talk about its screen. So it is having 6.4 inches of screen, and it will have 1080 into 2400 pixels in it, and it will also have Corning Gorilla Glass 5 support. I mean, it's a good to protect your phone. Anyways, moving on. So it will also have AMOLED display, and I am quite in love with the AMOLED display. I really like AMOLED display on phones. So moving on, it will also have Android 11 in it with MT MediaTek Dimensity 1200 5G. We will talk about this processor later in this video, so stay tuned for that to know more about this processor. Is it good or not? So moving on, it will have a 50 megapixel of rear facing camera, and it will have a wide angle camera, 50 megapixel of wide angle rear facing camera. After that it will have 8 megapixel of ultra wide angle camera in the phone, and the third camera is 2 megapixel of monochrome camera. You don't really need that camera. Anyways, moving on the front side of the phone, it will have punch hole display, and in punch hole display you will get 32 megapixel of camera, which records at 1080 at 30 fps. That's quite a good camera. And on the rear side it records at 4K at 30 fps, not 60 fps. Most of the phones are on 30 fps, so considering it's okay. Moving on, it will also have 4500 mAh of battery, and not 5000, 4500 mAh of battery. Moving on, you will also get 65 watt of fast charging support in the phone, so that's quite good also. And I think that's all about the specs. And you will also get Android 11 in it. I haven't mentioned it. So you will also get Oxygen OS 11.3 in the phone, and that's quite it for the specs. Moving on to the review side. Should you buy this phone or not? Is it worth buying or not? So let's talk about, is this device worth buying or not? So if you really want my opinion in yes or no, then I'll have to say yes, this device is worth buying. Why? If your answer, if you are questioning my answer, so why is that? So first of all, because of its processor. It has the MT MediaTek Dimensity 1200 5G. So first of all, it's a 5G processor, and the Dimensity 1200 is better than the Snapdragon 860, and I have already checked it out and I have checked everything out. It's better than the Snapdragon 860 and it's quite comparable to the 870. So considering that the processor is quite good, and I myself consider this processor, but yeah, Snapdragon is Snapdragon if you want to go with that, but you have to pay extra to go into above 870 processors. So considering the price in 30,000 rupees, this is the best device, and the processor is quite good. So I mean, I don't have any problems with it. So yeah, it's quite good, and I personally like it. And yeah, my personal opinion is that I personally like the phone, and it's quite good. And it also has 65 watt of fast charging support. That's also a considerable reason. And it also has 32 megapixel of front facing selfie camera, which is again really a great thing for all the selfie takers. I mean, you can also record your footages in 1080 at 30 fps. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, obviously it's a really good thing. And yeah, that's my reason, that's my why you should buy this phone. So moving on, if you say that everything is good about this phone, no, there are some of the things that are bad about this phone. So let's head over to the bad side of the phone. So the things that are in my mind about this phone is that first of all, it's not having 5000 mAh of battery. It is having 4500 mAh of battery, which is again quite considerable, but it should have 5000 mAh of battery. That's what my mind is thinking. And moving on, let's not go into that battery situation because they haven't given it. So what's the other thing that's coming into my mind? So obviously the rear facing cameras are not the good camera. Front facing camera is good, but on the rear facing side, yeah, you are getting 50 megapixel of camera. Even under 20,000 rupees, you are getting 108 megapixel of camera, but you're not giving the 108 megapixel of camera and not to 5G. I mean, yeah, that's a down point about this phone.